This podcast is brought to you in part by PNP Games, your online source for everything video games. Visit their website at pnpgames.com or at one of their 3 retail locations in Winnipeg, Manitoba. All right, had to let that play for a little bit, Steven.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. That's what
That is a song from a game that you're going to talk a lot about today, Steven.
Well, I'll bring it up. I mean, I'll try not to talk about it too much because we got a lot to cover with the Nintendo Direct, but I'm definitely going to be talking about it.
Awesome. Well, this is the Nintendo Pulse Podcast. This is episode number 73. As always, I'm your host, Lloyd Hannison, and joining me, the voice of the man that you heard when he talked, Stephen Munn. Stephen, how the heck are you?
The man of the voice.
How have you been?
I'm doing all right. We're under a lot of snow here.
That's so cute.
Yes. Yeah.
We got a foot overnight again.
Yeah.
And cars were in snowbanks everywhere. It was like some scene out of the apocalypse on the way to work this morning.
Sure.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. We're not that unaccustomed to heavy snow up here, but it's been a long time since we had a snowfall like this. Really long time. There are areas around here that are looking at about 20 inches of snow.
Yeah.
That's on top of what was already there.
Stop it. What do you start it again?
The boss battle again.
Oh,
2 boss battles in a row. They didn't even let me save.
Yeah, no, it's been, this is the worst year I can remember for snow. It's everywhere. We have nowhere to put it anymore. Outside my garage, there's snow to either side of it in the back lane, and it's just like there's nowhere to put it. I just want to get like a flamethrower and just start melting it. But I hear that's illegal, so
yes.
Maybe I won't do that.
Also dangerous and
true.
Counterproductive because it would all just freeze again as ice, and then you'd have ice everywhere.
That's true. A lot of it would evaporate immediately, though. So you'd have if you did it long enough, you'd have less and less ice that you'd have to.
You have a great plan there.
I'll get on that. I'll have to go to an Army surplus store or something.
See what you can do,
because they would sell those types of things, especially in Canada, because we're known very much for our weapons and firepower. So
yes, I know that's the first thing I think of when I think of Canada. Well, second after the maple syrup. Well, third after the hockey thing. Well, fourth there's poutine.
There you go.
Maple Leafs.
Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah, so it's
Beer.
somewhere on the list. It's near the bottom.
Canadian bacon.
I guess Canadian bacon. That's just sliding way down the list now.
It's like, I don't know what Canadian bacon is. I'm Canadian and I eat just bacon, so I don't know what that is. But
universal health care.
Yeah,
just all kinds of things.
Yeah,
and of course,
generally nicer people.
Lloyd Hannison, host of VG podcasts.
I think I'm the most known person. Right above John Candy, who's deceased, Anne Murray, and Justin Bieber. I'm right up, just right above that.
Yep, Ted Cruz.
Thank goodness. Awesome. Well, let's get into the show. We didn't do a show last week. Stephen, you had a bit of a stomach bug.
Yeah.
So
and you know what's weird is I have it again today.
Wow.
But I'm just gritting my teeth and running through. I don't know.
Is it your allergy to me? Maybe
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing.
Allergic to my voice.
Yeah, I don't get sick that often, so it's kind of weird.
Well, hopefully you're feeling better and you can I don't know, get into the show and get her done.
Yeah, I should be all right.
Hey, do you know? Oh, I guess you can't see my video. I changed things up a little bit. I have I have Jack Skellington right there and Luigi right above me.
I could see.
I changed it a little bit. So
the Twitch feed seems to be holding pretty well for now. So
cool, awesome. Well, let's get into the show, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sorry, I just cut you off. Let's get into the show. Steven, if I had to ask, because I don't know already, what the heck have you been playing on your 3DS your Wii U, your Wii, your Nintendo 64, your Super Nintendo, your Virtual Boy, one of your Game & Watches. Did I miss anything? GameCube. I've missed GameCube. DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy.
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color. I think I covered them all. What have you been playing on all that stuff? And anything else really that you could play games on?
NES Remix. Have you ever heard of it?
I may have played that once or twice in my life.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that promising myself that I would get 3 stars on everything.
Don't do that. You will hate yourself. That is the worst thing you could possibly do to yourself.
It's definitely on the list. I've actually been enjoying it a lot. I played it for maybe an hour and a half around the time I first got it. I bought it when it first came out. Just like you, I got burnt out on the fact that I couldn't get 3 stars on some things after being able to get 3 stars on things.
Yeah.
So I walked away from it for a little while, and then I went back to it more recently and played it for hours, and just had a great time. Going through all the little Zelda missions and stuff like that. It's a cool little package. It's nicely done, and it's very efficient, and it's very patient, and
it's interesting because you can get 3 stars on everything.
Yes.
And you do
get rainbow stars.
And you can get rainbow stars, exactly. And you do for the first little bit. If you have any sort of past play experience with these games, you get 3 stars pretty easily for the first little bit. And then that wall just ratchets up to you so quickly. After about six levels, it's like, oh, I got 1 star. How did that happen? Okay, let's keep going. And I hated myself for a while playing that game. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to stop trying to get 3 stars. And all of the anger and craziness just went away. It was nice.
Yeah, it's really a fun thing, and it has cute little unlockables that are light enough where you don't feel too bad if you don't get them, like stamps and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
is stamp a thing now? Like, why is that a Nintendo thing? Like, you unlock stamps in almost every game now. I don't understand stamps. I don't understand.
I think
the
the
point.
thing with stamps that is really brilliant is it's kind of the Wii U equivalent of like an achievement or a trophy.
Yeah.
But what makes it so distinctly Wii U is because it kind of makes sense on the platform. It's something you can actually use.
Sure.
Because everybody has Miiverse on there.
Yeah.
Achievements and trophies on your 360 and your PS3 or PS4 or Vita, you don't do anything with them. You just gain them, you go up levels, and that's it. There's nothing else that comes out of them. So I think it really kind of makes sense. I'd like to see them added to most games, if not all.
I'd like to see them added to a profile, so you could basically show them off on your Nintendo Network ID to make them more like achievements, and that would be something enjoyable. Because I like
then they'd be both.
Stuff. Exactly.
They'd be something you could collect and show off, and you could also use them.
Yeah. I remember when play coins used to be kind of what Nintendo was saying. Instead of having a system like achievements or trophies, we're going to have play coins, and you earn them by playing games. You earn them from walking, and then you could spend them on stuff for games, and it's just this great system. And then the only way that you could ever earn them was from walking, and there was like probably 7 games where you could actually spend them inside the game. So it didn't work out as Nintendo had once hoped, I guess. Yeah, Street Pass definitely took over, so at least that went well. But yeah, the whole play coin thing was a better idea than it was in actual practice, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So NES Remix, you're digging that. Cool. What else?
And
that's it. That's got to be it.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Okay. I am draining and killing my battery every day, like at least once, if not twice.
Wow.
Playing Bravely Default on my 3DS XL. It's running all the time. I'm rebuilding my Dorendi village. I've got more than 30 hours into the game now. I just finished the big boss near the end of the 3rd chapter out of what is probably 4 in the game, I'm assuming.
Right.
So I am so into this game. I mean, outside of the fact that it looks great, outside of the fact that it sounds great, It's got a killer battle system. Setting all of that aside, one of the things that really makes this game is how good it is to the player. You can save almost anywhere.
Right.
You can skip almost anything in the game, to the point where if you can't skip something, it feels like something's wrong.
Right.
There's an auto fight function in the battles where if you press the Y button, it'll just do everything you did in your last battle. So if you're just at the point where you're just attack, that's it. Mm-hmm. It'll do that same thing every time. You just press Y. You can change the speed that it displays the battle at, anywhere from paused. You have paused, normal speed, fast, and super fast, which is like 4 triangles, by pressing left and right on the D-pad, like on the fly while the battle is going on. You can play the entire game, the entire battle system you can play it left-handed using just the D-pad. Everything is customizable in the game. You have special moves. You can rename your special moves. No, I'm playing it. Prometheus asked in the chat room, Stephen, are you playing Bravely Default with the Japanese audio? No, I'm playing it with the English audio. It's not great, but it's not as bad as the demo made it as the that demo video that they showed during the Nintendo Direct that time.
Yeah, that was
pretty. It's not nearly as bad as that. Yeah. I mean, it's very, very good to the player.
So you're saying that you kind of like this game, and it's not your favorite thing ever, and you might play it maybe one more time, and then you're gonna get rid of your cartridge.
Yeah, I think I'm just about done with it. I think I've had it. No, wow. I love this game. I mean, I spent 15, 16 hours playing the demo.
Wow.
And now I've put more than 30 hours into the full game. It's an amazingly well done game. It doesn't feel like they cut any corners, except maybe with the voice acting, and almost everything is acted in the game. Which I don't know how it's amazing how much space they must have in that cartridge.
I wonder how big it is to download it on the eShop, because that sounds like
that's a good question.
Sounds like it would have a lot of space, or a lot of space being taken up. Oh, well, that's cool. So you think you're almost finished? Do you think it's something that you'd want a sequel to? Do you think it's a game that you'd want to play again? Is it that good of a game? Do you like it better than like modern Final Fantasies?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's definitely far better than modern Final Fantasies. I haven't enjoyed a Final Fantasy enough to finish it since Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI was the last numbered Final Fantasy that I played to completion. Nothing since it has been good enough.
Wow.
And I've played them all. I didn't play 13, any of the 13 ones, but I played 7, 8, 9, 10. I didn't play 11. I played 12, and I didn't enjoy enough of them to stick with them. But this game hooked me fast, and I can't stop playing. It's great. Yeah, they already have a sequel out in Japan.
Yep.
Prometheus. It's called Bravely the Second, and I guess they're turning it into a series. So hopefully we'll get that one here. It looks, at least anecdotally, like it's selling well enough. I see it everywhere.
So you like it? This makes me sad. Not because your happiness makes me sad, because that's not true. I love when you're happy, Stephen. The smile on your face just brings warmth to my heart. But I'm sad.
You are Canadian.
I'm sad because I haven't played this game yet. I own it. I have it right here. I bought it on release day. I went and picked up my pre-order. Unfortunately, the place where I pre-ordered it didn't have the collector's edition, so I didn't get all that nice swag that came along with it. So I just have the game. And I've come to the realization that I start too many games and I don't finish enough games. I was looking at my spreadsheet that I did last year of all the games that I started, all the games that I finished, and there's a lot of games on there that I started and didn't finish that I would like to have finished, but there was too much to play. So I was in the middle of playing Saints Row 4 on the PlayStation 3, and or I was about to play it. I had it open and ready to go in, I think is what it was. Then this game came out, and I was like, okay, no, I gotta beat this game. I can't not play this game. I have to beat it. So I put Bravely Default down, and then I've been playing Saints Row 4, which is funny because I'm actually about to get my platinum trophy on it tonight. I've done every single thing in the game that you possibly can, except for a couple trophies actually. One trophy is you have to play the game for 40 hours. I beat the game with everything after 25 hours, which really kind of sucked. So last night I went to bed and I left my PlayStation 3 on, and I came down this morning and before work, and I saw that I was at 35 hours played. So I was like, okay, 5 more. So I got home from work today and I put my PlayStation 3 on. I just checked it. I have about 2 hours left. So after that trophy pops for playing 40 hours, I just have to shoot one person with one specific gun, and then I'll get that trophy, and then the platinum will pop right after. And then right after I do that, I'm trying to figure out what my next game is going to be. I think you've sold it that it is going to be Bravely Default, and I'll have to finish the demo first because I think I have a couple more boss battles left in the demo, and then after I'm done the demo, I'll be popping in the retail version and playing that because you sold me. You make me want to play this more than I already did, which is kind of tough to do because I really wanted to play it.
It's good. It's good. I think you're really going to like it.
Oh, cool. I also got something else this week. I finally managed to get my hands on a PlayStation 4. Just lucky. Actually, Kyle in the chat room right now sent me a text on Monday saying, "Hey, Future Shop has them and they're ready. You can reserve online." And so I went to the website and I reserved one at all the Future Shop locations that had stock, and turned out that only one of them had stock because the other ones had sold out so quickly. So I got the last one actually at that location, went down after work that day, picked it up, and I've been loving my PlayStation 4. Everything from top to bottom is done well on that system. And it's even fast to download stuff on PlayStation Network now, which is weird. It used to be the slowest thing in the world. After I got my system down, plugged into the Ethernet port, it started downloading an update. And then I queued up all of the free games that I got from PlayStation Plus. So it was probably about 12 gigs worth of stuff to download, maybe 11. And it was all down in about a half hour. It was doing multiple downloads at once. It was doing installs while other downloads were happening. It's like, holy crap, this is a modern system. This is almost like it came out in the last couple of years. This is amazing. Because you could tell that a lot of the PlayStation Network stuff was, it was there. It was there because it had to be there, but the system wasn't engineered around the future of the PlayStation Network and what it evolved to be. So it's really nice to be playing this new system, and it's quick. As Prometheus says in the chat room, PlayStation Store actually works on the PlayStation 4, which is true because the slowest, most crappy experience on PlayStation 3 is actually going into the PlayStation Store to buy something, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, really enjoying my PlayStation 4, and there's a bunch of games I want to play on that, but I think I'm going to have to not do that and play myself some Bravely Default. So you've sold me.
Yep,
congratulations, Steven. You've sold. I don't know why I'm saying you sold me. I bought the freaking game. I was going to play it, but yeah, I
sold you on actually spending your time with it.
Yeah. Well, for me, I just have a stack of games that I have to play, and I'm trying to get through my backlog, and this one jumped right to the top of the backlog, so I'll be playing that one in the near future. Cool.
Quacko wants to know if he should play the demo for Bravely Default.
Yeah, go get it. You've asked like 7 times in the chat room, Quacko. Just go do it. You could have downloaded it in the time that you waited for our replies. Oh, that Quacko. Quacko.
He's just quackers.
All right. Well, let's get into...
He's such a quacko.
Let's get into the rest of the show.
Okay.
So we've had some releases. The first one is obviously Bravely Default came out, which is good, I hear. So you might want to check that one out. And we also had a couple other releases. I'm actually just trying to pull up something here. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Because I think there was another game that's not in the show notes. The Lego the Movie The Game came out on both the Wii U and I believe the 3DS. I'm trying to verify that right now. So if you wanted a new system to play or a new game to play on a system, you can check that one out. Oh, obviously, this is the wrong week. I pulled up the wrong week. that one's out. Trying to bring it up. Just give me a second here. So Lego the Movie, the game, and yeah, it was on the 3DS as well. So that's about the only thing that's come out recently on Nintendo platforms other than downloadable content. So I'm hearing really good things about Lego the Movie, the game. The fact that it's similar to Lego City Undercover, which I really dug on the Wii U, but even more so because the whole game's made out of Lego. There's no blocks or parts of scenery in the game that are just like plastic, like there are in other Lego games where like a building is a building and then it has like a Lego block tree in front of it. Everything in the game is made out of Lego bricks, which is really kind of cool. And cool. Yeah, you unlock blueprints in the game, and the blueprints actually unfold like old school Lego blueprints, and you have to do some stuff with the blueprints to have the thing made in the game. So that is on the list of a game that I want to pick up to play with the kids. So if you like Lego games, I'm hearing nothing but good stuff from people that have played this one. So definitely go check that one out.
Cool. Very cool.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's get into the news. Something happened today. Nintendo announced yesterday that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct today at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. No, Eastern. Is that it?
Yep.
Pacific was whatever that is, 2 in the afternoon, whatever that is. So it was a weird time because they usually have it at like 10 o'clock Central, or it's like noon San Francisco time. And they said this one's coming out at 4 o'clock for me. And it's like, okay, that's weird. They must have something really special to release, or maybe there's some weird timed thing that they're doing. So with great anticipation, watched the Nintendo Direct, and it just seemed to be another Nintendo Direct. So it was weird that they changed the time for no reason. Maybe it works better for everybody around the world because they try to simulcast it in a bunch of different countries, but I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know what you see, Steven.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. When I heard that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct, I just assumed that it was going to be in the morning. And then, this afternoon, when I found out that it hadn't been on in the morning, I was like, wait a minute. It's a little weird.
That's never happened before.
And that's like one of the first things that Iwata says when he comes on there. Usually we do these early in the morning. Thanks for coming and looking at it in the afternoon. I was like, oh. Okay, you're welcome. I was watching it after the fact, so it didn't matter to me.
Was the one camera guy that you staff not able to come in early or something? Was he on vacation, working half days because of your financial difficulty? Like it's just a really, really weird thing.
I wonder if the stuff that they announced is this one or maybe two things on here that they announced are coming out right after the show. So maybe they weren't quite ready yet, and they were like, okay, they had already recorded the show, and
Yep.
They can't say, "Oh, it'll be ready right after the show." If
Yeah, must be something like that. Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the Nintendo Direct. They focus heavily on. Well, this one is supposed to be for games that are coming out in the spring, so they focus heavily on the 3DS, which is weird. You think they'd focus on the Wii U, the system that they're having all sorts of problems with, but I think they talked about. Let's see. They talked about a bunch of independent games. And they talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games for the Wii U and a bunch more for the 3DS. So it was kind of really odd for me to see that happen. The first one was kind of a big surprise, which is Little Mac is now a member of the crew for Smash Brothers. That one was kind of cool. It was a really cool intro. You have like this super cell shaded guy come out, and he's wearing like a hoodie and sweatpants, and I kind of recognized it, but I didn't. And then you see him punch stuff. It's like that looks like the heavy bag that he was punching in what was it? What was a Wii game? The downloadable Wii game. I can't remember what that one was called, but
Doc Lewis Punch-Out.
Yeah, so it looked like something from Doc Lewis Punch-Out, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then sure enough, he takes it off because at the start you had the logo from Smash Brothers. I'm like, okay, so what's this thing? So it's just this weird. It's similar to what they did for Rosalina, where they kind of had multiple things kind of baked into one reveal, and it's just like, okay, what is this? And then you find at the end, it's like, just Smash Brothers. All right, okay.
It was the music from Punch Out 2.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Little Mac is in Punch Out, or isn't Punch Out, is in Smash Brothers. It looks like Doc is going to be in there somehow. Maybe he's going to be one of the moves. Maybe he comes out and cheers Little Mac up, or maybe he's going to be an assist trophy or something. So that was kind of cool. I'm kind of really liking how they're slowly releasing new info this time. It's not as, I guess, scheduled as the last time for Smash Brothers on the Wii. They had like a grid set up on their website, and you could tell it's like, okay, there's 4 more things to go. What are those 4 more things going to be? This one is just kind of like randomly. They just start announcing. Like they'll just say, oh yeah, by the way, blah, they're in Smash Brothers. And I don't know, I'm kind of digging it. It's exciting every single time they start talking about it.
Yep, I think so too. It you're exactly right. It makes you excited about it again. It brings the whole thing up. It's right around the time you stop thinking about Smash Brothers, they come out with another character or something interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So, Smash Brothers, Little Mac. There you go. Now more people to punch in the face, which is a good thing. Yeah. They also talked about Mario Golf World Tour. It was kind of a weird little thing. They're talking about the Pro Shop stuff and how you can buy hats and shirts and accessories. So what are they turning Mario Golf into like a Hot Shots where you buy different clothes that give you different skills? Seems to me that's kind of what they're doing.
I guess so. Maybe Camelot's developing it. I didn't see any mention of them.
Except for the Pro Shop's called like the Camelot Pro Shop or something.
Was it really?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Okay. I'll have to double check that, but I think it was something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is really weird. So yeah, cool. Mario Golf World Tour. They've announced some new features coming out on May 2nd. Which is an interesting date because they started talking about Kirby Triple Deluxe, and they talked about hats and helmets and keychains and special powers and Street Pass and how you can get things from people on Street Pass. You can get the keychains from them and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh yeah, this game looks really cool. It also comes out on May 2nd. So this is the second time in recent memory where Nintendo has released 2 big titles on the same day. I don't understand why they do that. Like we wait so long for new software from Nintendo, and then they just release stuff on the same day. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But anyway,
strange thing.
Maybe they're assuming that people that would buy Kirby won't buy Mario Golf or vice versa. Maybe they're trying to give you a little bit of happiness, depending on what you find exciting and what makes you happy. But
I suppose they kind of experimented for a long time with releasing one game a month.
Yeah.
And that didn't work too well for them. So maybe they're trying something different now.
Yeah, I guess so. It's really it's weird to see a company. It would be like EA releasing 2 games on the same day. It's like, yeah, let's compete with ourselves. The difference being Nintendo doesn't really have to compete with anybody. Their games sell for months after they come out. It's not like they're the flavor of the month like a lot of other developers' titles.
Yep, exactly true.
All right, moving on. They talked a little bit about Yoshi's New Island coming out March 14th. They talked about mega egg dozers, which are these big eggs that you basically pinball around the level and they blow stuff up. Metal egg dozers, which allow you to breathe underwater for some reason. I don't understand how that works. And they talked about different transformations. So Yoshi can do the transformations that he had in like different Mario games. So he can eat something and make him run fast, or he can fly with the wings. So yeah, it looks like Yoshi's New Island is going to be a little bit of the same.
A game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a little bit of the same, but they're taking a lot of the Yoshi stuff from other games and baking it into this one as well, which makes me happy because I love Yoshi's Island, so I can't wait to play this one.
Okay, you'll have to tell me how it is.
Yeah, I know you're not a big fan.
No real interest.
I will definitely do that. I think Kara likes it too, so she'll probably want to play it as well. Then they talked about some eShop stuff. The first one being a game that was released right after the Nintendo Direct. and it's for my favorite launch title of the 3DS, Steel Divers, getting a sequel.
Finally,
it's Steel Divers Sub Wars, and it's not a 2D side-scrolling game anymore. It's a 3D first-person shooter. But what do they call it? What was the thing?
Quiet contemplative.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
that?
So it was a I can't even say that word because it's so ridiculous. Yeah, but it's like, what? So you want to make a first person shooter, but you want to make it slow, and I have to really think about what I'm going to do with my shots because they're so slow. I'm firing torpedoes, not bullets. It was just a weird thing. Must have been lost in translation, I think. Yeah,
I thought it was funny watching him say contemplative over and over again.
I can't even say that word. It's so odd. Contemplative.
He clearly had practiced, considering how many other words he has trouble with.
Exactly. So yeah, Steel Diver Sub Wars is out today. It's local and online multiplayer, and it's available to play for free. When you download the free version, you get 2 subs and 4 levels, and then you can unlock the full version in the game for $10. And if you do so, you get I think another 12 levels and another 8 ships or something, or subs. It's something like that anyway. And yeah, so you get a full single player with the full version. You get the online multiplayer. Just really weird. So you're basically sailing a sub and shooting things and doing an online multiplayer. I think, I don't know. To me personally, if they were going to do a free to play first person shooter, they should have went back to the well on Metroid and done another Metroid Hunters or whatever. To me that would have made more sense, but Nintendo doesn't often make sense in their decisions sometimes. So this is the game they chose to go with.
Yeah, this is they said a long time ago they were going to try free to play and see how that worked for them, and that it was going to be Steel Diver. And
they followed through.
There it is.
They followed through. So that's
there it is. Available now.
Yay. The world is a better place because of this game. I know.
It's not a worse place.
It's a place.
And if you try it, you haven't spent any money. So
yeah, exactly. So I'm downloading it right now, so I'll play it after this show, and we'll see if I really like it. Cool. They also talked about a really strange game. It's called Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. It's designed to deliver good feelings of baseball's elements. That's what you wrote in the show notes, and that is exactly what he said. It's really weird. So it's a baseball mini game collection. So you can do things like home run derbies, catch balls. You can pitch. There's a whole bunch of different things. There's mini games for like whittling bats on a lathe, like a whole bunch of weird stuff. And you get to play these as demos. And if you want to actually play more of them, you have to buy them, and they cost real money. So each game costs you $4. So if you want to hit balls in the home run derby, you pay $4. Or you can have more good feelings by feeding Rusty donuts or giving him a compliment and making him feel better. And depending on how well you do, he will lower the price of the game. And that is the actual price that you'll be paying on the eShop. It is the most bizarre, most Nintendo thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like, yeah, of course Nintendo would do that. Why wouldn't they? That makes total sense. So yeah, it's similar to the Street Pass games. If you went to look at one and you said, how much is for the whole package? They're like, oh, well, it's going to be this much, but you can only buy it this time. So they kind of dabbled with that before. It wasn't really a sale. Well, I guess it was. It was cheaper to buy them all as a group than individually. Mm-hmm. But this one is like each individual game, you have to like haggle the guy down to get the best price. It's just so weird. But
it is.
I guess that's a game within a game within a game. And Rusty's Real Deal Baseball will be coming in April.
You know, when I started watching about this, I'm like, "Oh, this is a really dumb idea." But the more I watched it, the more I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. I'm sitting there laughing at the cleverness of the idea, and like they show you the inside. The guy's name is Rusty Slugger, and he's this washed-up former ball player. He's running this little shop. And he looks shady as hell, man.
No, he totally does. He
totally looks like skeevy and maybe a little waxy and stuff. And he's a dog, right?
He's like,
He's like a dog person.
Kid,
right?
hey kid, come here, come here.
Yeah.
You want to buy this game?
It reminds me of the rabbit on the Street Pass games.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, hey, we got a special deal for you today.
Check
Just
it out.
today.
Check it out. Yeah.
You buy them all at once. Give you $5 off.
It's just so bizarre. Yeah, and the other thing is you can call strike or ball by watching pitching. Kyle was just reminding us that there's the umpire simulator. I don't know. It's so weird. Jeff Ward, the old host of the bonus stage, is probably going to love this game because he's a baseball lunatic. And I don't know. It's just so weird, but it's so Nintendo, and that's why we love him.
Is.
That's why we love him. So that's Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. The next game coming out is a sequel to Pokemon Trozei, which is Pokemon Battle Trozei, coming to the eShop in March 20th. And it's a match 3 puzzle game where you battle Pokemon with Pokemon to get Pokemon. Every Pokemon that has ever appeared in a game thus far is in this game. So all 700 plus Pokemon are in this, and they can be caught. Pretty ridiculous, and it looks really good if you're into Pokemon and you'll want to play match 3 puzzlers. So you definitely might want to check that one out when it comes out March 20th.
Looks cute.
Yeah, it does. It looks really, really good.
I have, as you know, very little interest in Pokemon, but that game looks really cute.
Yeah, it does. It does. They showed off some more 3DS software. Layton and the Azran Legacy, a game that came out in Japan about 4 years ago, is finally coming to North America, February 28th. They talked about Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate for the 3DS,
which looks unbelievably. It looks unbelievable.
Doesn't it? It looks really good. It's already been announced, so I don't know why they made a big deal about it, other than it is a big game, I guess. That's coming in 2015. And then they announced a couple other small games. The final game from the Guild, as they were called, the Level 5 and other people, is coming out. It's called Weapon Shop de Omase, and it's basically you run a weapon shop in an RPG. So you're a blacksmith, so you don't run it. You're the apprentice to the blacksmith. So you have to do certain things like hammer out the metal to make the weapons and make sure the prices are right and all this weird stuff. It's like you're living inside of a video game, running the shop for adventurers. And they kind of throw a twist to it where if you make really crappy weapons and armor, the people go out and they get killed, and then you don't get money because the money doesn't come back to you from them coming to buy more stuff. Really weird RPG thing. I'm really excited for it, and that's coming out in a couple weeks. It's coming out on the 20th of February. I don't know. I really like this. I hope the guild, or maybe a different guild, starts up and just does a lot of these small little fun experiences. Because all the games that they've come out so far have been really good, and I'm looking forward to this one as well.
When I was watching this, when they were talking about this, it reminded me of a game that I have that's a spin-off of Dragon Quest IV. It's called Tornico: The Last Hope.
Okay.
You played Dragon Quest IV, right?
Yep.
Do you remember Tornico, the shopkeeper?
Yep.
Okay, you played as for part of the game?
I don't remember.
This is a spin-off
though.
starring him.
When did this come out? Or did it come out in Japan?
It's a PlayStation 1. It came out in like 2000 or 2001, somewhere around there.
Weird.
Yeah. It came out in the US. It's actually part of the Mystery Dungeon series.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's called Tornico: The Last Hope, and it stars Tornico, same character. And you run around and you gather treasure to bring back and sell in your shop. So that was the first thing that I thought of. But it's actually, as they showed more of this game in the Nintendo Direct, it looked less and less like it, because it has the rhythm game elements and there's the actual, impact. You actually have an impact on the adventurers and stuff.
Right. Wow, that's really bizarre. The one game that it reminded me of is Little King's Story, except the fact that you're not like the micromanager of this village. You're actually part of the village, but you're still doing a really valid job in the village for all these adventurers. Really, really cool. I can't wait to download this one on the 20th when it comes out. Looking really good. And then they showed off a couple other things. Is Inazuma 11, which is a huge thing in Japan and Europe, apparently, has never officially been released in North America, which is weird because I've heard Inazuma 11 all the time, like for years, people talking about these games, but apparently they've never been released in North America until now, because there is Inazuma 11. What's the actual thing called?
Just
Inazuma 11. It's on the eShop today. I went and checked it out. It's $20, so it's a lower price, and it's essentially a combination of a role-playing game with a soccer game. Bizarre, but looks kind of weird. So if you've been wondering what this whole Inazuma 11 thing is, you can now experience it for yourself firsthand on the Nintendo eShop. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I'm not super excited about it, but it's kind of cool. It's always cool to see new stuff come to North America.
Yeah, definitely. More options is good, even if they're not our thing.
Totally. And then they finished off the 3DS stuff with a bunch of independent game developer type people. And they're, I think, using this to kind of advertise one of Nintendo's new features, which they're calling the Nintendo Minute, which I guess is a new YouTube video collection that they're doing. So they showed off Jules Watcham. They showed him talking about Treasure Knots and Moon Chronicles. And then they showed off a little bit of Shovel Knight, 1001 Spikes, and Retro City Rampage. So cool independent stuff that's all hitting the eShop right away. Also, Nintendo has their own video thing on YouTube called Nintendo Minute. And they wrapped it all up saying this and other great content will be coming to your eShop over the next few months. So they're really pushing the eShop as a viable market to get yourself video games. And also, hey, look at all these cool indies that are making stuff for us. Come check it out.
Yep.
Both of them, which is really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And did any of these really excite you besides Moon Chronicles?
Shovel Knight looks really cool.
Yeah,
but I've had my eye on that since there was the Kickstarter.
I just got my email from Kickstarter from the Shovel Knight team, and it looks like they're getting ready to start distributing codes. So I already have a Humble Bundle claim for a code. The code's not there yet, so whenever they release that, I'll be able to claim my Wii U code and then start playing that one immediately on the Wii U. I'm so excited for this game. It looks so good.
It does look good.
Yeah. 1001 Spikes looks really good, but it looks like it's another Super Meat Boy, which I will hate myself for playing, so I'm not going to do that.
Same here.
Apparently, the Retro City Rampage that's on the 3DS is the best version of Retro City Rampage. And I kind of want to buy it, but I have it on my Vita right now, and I'm not really playing it on my Vita. So I think I'm going to save my money for something else, like maybe Treasure Knots or Moon Chronicles. Mm-hmm. It'll be good. And then that was pretty much it of the 3DS stuff. They moved on to Wii U. They showed off Child of Light again, which is a really brilliant looking RPG. It's coming April 30th from Ubisoft until it gets delayed to be released on all the other systems, and then it comes out later. Maybe. Hopefully not in this case. They showed off another trailer of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. They need to stop showing this game off. I think they've showed every single part of the game now because they showed so many videos.
They do. They show so much of the game.
Nothing's a surprise other than it looks like just amazing. It comes out on the 21st. I have a pre-order in. I'll be picking it up. I'm really looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
How about you?
I have a pre-order in on it too, which I didn't expect to do, but it's there. Yeah. I trust Retro.
Yeah, it looks so good. It looks silky smooth. Like the animation is just so silky smooth.
The thing with the octopus in the background.
Yeah.
I was just, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah. And if you guys didn't see the video, you're basically trying to swim away from an octopus that's attacking you. And he's doing, burping here. He's doing things like putting his tentacles through the level, popping through doors, breaking things, trying to hit you. And it's just like, so the whole level is a boss battle, except you're not battling the boss. It's a boss get away from level, and then I guess at the end there's probably a battle that you get into with this big huge octopus thing. So yeah, it looks really really good.
Yeah, it made me want Retro to make like a side-scrolling Metroid, but I don't know how that would turn out, because I was thinking about this earlier about how Donkey Kong really kind of, it's this kind of crazy, frantic, anything goes platformer. Mm-hmm. And, the Donkey Kong Country games on the Super NES were like that too. I didn't really like them, but that was what they were. Not at all like Metroid. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's just, I guess, suffice to say that they're still Retro is still making amazing looking games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks so good. I can't wait to play that one.
Yeah.
Next up, they showed off NES Remix 2, which is interesting because the first one just came out. So NES Remix 2 has 12 more games, things like Metroid and Super Mario Brothers 3 and Kirby, some of the later NES games that came out. It's going to be $15 again. For more NES Remix action. The interesting thing is this version comes with a free game. It comes with Super Luigi Brothers, which is basically reverse Mario starring Luigi. And you also have your like Luigi high jump and stuff like that. Really, really bizarre. Really awesome. I love NES Remix. I will most likely be picking up the second one. It comes out April 25th.
Yeah, I think I'll be picking it up too.
One interesting thing, apparently I saw some tweets about it. I didn't see it, but in the Japanese Nintendo Direct, there was word that this was going to be coming out as a retail release that comes with an NES Remix 1 and 2 on disc. I haven't heard that being announced for North America, but apparently that's a thing, so maybe that'll be coming here as well. But yeah, NES Remix, it's great. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah,
super excited.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're running with it.
Yeah, this one looks really good because it looks like there's more stuff. Like they had a Mario level and they had Samus Aran basically going through trying to collect coins by using the bomb, right? So it's not just remix the game within the game. Now it's remix the games with multiple aspects from multiple games. That just blew my mind, and it made me think of what was the name of the game where you could play. You could play a platformer with all the different characters from NES.
Yeah, that was
what was that called?
Was like Super Mario. It was called Super Mario. God, what was that? I know what you mean though. Yeah. It was a flash game where you could pick any one of these, characters.
They had like Kage. They had the Shinobi guy. They had Moon Patrol. They had like
Simon from Castlevania, Mario,
one of the Ninja Turtle from the original NES game. So they had all those sprites, and they all had the different powers, and you're basically using them to get through the level and stuff. It reminded me a lot of that, which made me very, very, very happy to see. So that comes out April 25th, and I'm really looking forward to it because it looks really, really good.
It does. The thing in there that just made me laugh out loud was Link from Zelda 2 attacking a Hammer Brother from Super Mario Brothers while several giant blown out boos were coming towards him from the back. And he's just like,
faster, hit him faster. Yeah, it was really, really bizarre.
Looks crazy.
I just can't wait. This looks really good. Yeah. As surprising as NES Remix was when it first came out, and how it just reminded me of like, I used to love playing all these old games. I want to play them again. Yeah. Number 2, just like, okay, this is unlike any game I've played before, but it's retro and I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Cool. Also on the Wii U, they talked about Game Boy Advance Virtual Console games coming out. Things like Metroid Fusion and Yoshi's Island and some other games as well. So there'll be a nice collection of Game Boy Advance games you can play on your Wii U, which is cool.
Eventually.
Mario Kart 8, they showed off another long video. And right near the end, they basically said that you're going to be able to play as all 7 Koopalings. So they had all of the Koopalings from the Mario games in the game as drivable characters. I guess that makes sense. I guess that's kind of what they're called. They're playable characters, and you can
drivers. Yeah,
you can drive them in the game or use them to drive in the game. I'm speaking in poor English right now, Stephen.
Is that Canadian English?
I guess it must be. But yeah, you can use them as drivers in the game. And it looks really good. I'm really super excited about this one. Just so I could shoot more Koopalings and not just jump on their head 3 times and have them go away. It'll be cool to see them in a game. It makes a good idea. It totally is. And it makes me wonder if there's going to be a lot more characters in this game than has already been shown. They've already added 7 other characters. Maybe this is going to be what Mario Kart 8 is. It's the game with 30 Nintendo characters in it. That would be kind of cool, especially since
it doesn't seem like it would be hard for them to do.
No, because
it's not like Smash Brothers where they have to balance them.
Totally. because I'm sure there's 3 character types. You're either the Bowser type, the Toad type, or the Luigi type, Mario Luigi type. Then you just have to add stats, add 1 to this one, take 1 away from that one, and there you go. So yeah, that's looks really good. I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, me too. Looks better every time they show it.
It does. It does. Next up, they showed off a long video of the game X from Monolith Studios. Looked really crazy. Like you're shooting, you're attacking enemies. It looked almost like Monster Hunter, and then you're shooting them with guns, and then you're transforming into mechs and blowing them up. It looks like it's going to be totally bizarre, but it looks kind of cool at the same time. It's a weird game. Hopefully I can see more of that in the near future.
Yeah, for some reason the entire video seemed to be fixated around shooting a giant monkey in the butt.
Yeah, as most games should. I mean, that's quality gaming right there. So I don't see why.
It's clearly a new trend.
It is. It's they're trendsetters there at X. Using 1-letter titles for their games is also another trend that they're starting up.
The X is actually a reference to the monkey's butthole because it looks like an X.
No, that could be. Could be. And last but not least, they showed off another trailer for Bayonetta 2. So it is coming later this year, and it looks pretty unbelievably awesome, as Bayonetta did initially on the PlayStation
360 and the PS3.
Or the PS3. But even though it wasn't that great of a game at the end of the day, but this one looks like it could be a lot better. So, Bayonetta is still coming out. So all the third parties haven't run off. Although Bayonetta really isn't a third party; it's more of a second party because Nintendo's publishing it. They're just working on it. So yeah, that was it. That was the Nintendo Direct. No Megaton bombs. Nothing with weird timing except for maybe the games that came out on the eShop. Maybe they had to wait for the updates or something. The hamsters have naps in the morning that run that service, so they had to wait till they wake up and are fully fueled and eating all their little food pellets. But yeah, some really great games coming out in the near future. So it looks like it's going to be a good time to be a Nintendo fan. With I don't know, there's probably 8 games that I mentioned today that I'm going to want to pick up and play. So definitely makes me happy. Unfortunately,
plenty to do.
Unfortunately, 80% of them are on the 3DS.
Yeah,
which is the problem.
Yeah, it's a crowded platform.
Definitely. Cool. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the rest of the news. This news broke before we were supposed to record last week, so we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I wanted to mention it here. A new Sonic title was announced. It's called Sonic Boom. It's for the Wii U and 3DS. It's being developed by Big Red Button, and they're a company that worked. They're vets from Sony that worked on Uncharted, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. This is a Sonic unlike any other Sonic, mainly because it's being developed in the West. It's not a Japanese-developed game. It's been in development for about 2 years now. The games are tied into a new cartoon that's going to be airing, which is tied into a new set of toys that's going to be airing. And the thing... I talked about Sonic Lost World a couple episodes ago and how I just don't get Sonic. I don't want to run through a level as fast as possible and only see 5% of the level I want to explore. They must have heard me because that's exactly what this game is. It looks like it's Ratchet and Clank with Sonic characters, and you play with all 4 characters at the same time. This game looks unbelievably awesome, apart from the art style where it's like all like hipster or steampunkish. But anyway, the game itself looks really interesting, despite the art style. So I'm actually weirdly feeling odd about the fact that I'm kind of actually really excited about a Sonic game. I don't even know how to put that sentence together because it's so bizarre to me that I'm actually saying I'm excited for a Sonic game.
The cycle of Sonic begins again.
It's so weird. I'm not that guy. I'm not this is going to be the one, guys. This is going to be the one that's going to bring it back, because I was never a huge fan in the first place. But this one makes me really happy. It reminds me of Star Fox Adventures, where it's like, okay, a new Star Fox game. And it's like, what? It's a platformer adventure game? This is awesome. Turned out Star Fox Adventures wasn't really that great. Right. Hopefully this one will be a little bit better than that. But I think personally this is what I wanted from a Sonic game. So we'll see what happens.
I'm cautiously optimistic as well.
Are you excited at all in the least about anything to do with this game? The new cartoon, maybe the toys. Yeah, as William in the chat room says, bring on the scarf. Yeah, it's so weird. Sonic is hipster. He has a scarf now, and they're all wrapped in bandages because I guess that's the thing that they do. Except Sonic's wearing gloves, and he's wrapping his gloves in bandages. Like, but you're wearing gloves. They're essentially bandages that you put on every morning. Like, what are you doing, Sonic? I don't understand, man.
Did you see on Tiny Cartridge? They had people who had sent in art of other video game characters redone in that same style.
I saw a quick doodle that someone did of Mario characters redone in that style, and it looked really awesome.
That was one of them, and the Kirby one is the best though.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go check that out
because it's just Kirby with bandages on him.
It's like Kirby dressed as Chic.
Kirby's like, "Look, I'm a mummy."
That's hilarious.
I must have eaten a mummy.
Yeah, Kyle in the chat room says if they don't do a pre-order bonus scarf, they have failed at life.
Yes,
which is true. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm actually really excited.
I think the interview was at either Us Gamer or US Gamer or Polygon, where they were talking to one of the developers. The guy he worked on Uncharted, and they were like, "Hey, you know," he says he admitted that the fact that there was a scarf on Drake in Uncharted and that there's a scarf on Sonic here is not a coincidence.
That's funny. They like the scarves. As
like scarves, they're cool.
Kyle in the chat room says Sonic could possibly get a job at McNally Robinson, which is a book seller here in Canada. And then I said, or they get a job at a barista at Starbucks because they're both people that tend to wear scarves. Mm-hmm. Sonic. All right, moving on. All you people that have been complaining can finally stop. Pokemon Bank is now out, available for download. Was out about a week ago, so all you people can go get your Celebi and get your Pokemon Bank on. This is a public service announcement brought to you by the Nintendo Pulse Podcast.
You're welcome.
Moving on, Yoshi. Yoshi's getting his own bundle. He's getting a 3DS bundle, and it looks pretty damn amazing. Of course,
okay, I'll go look.
The article I linked to doesn't actually have the box art in there. I guess I must have linked to the wrong one.
Okay,
but it's green. It has Yoshi on it. I don't know. I'm not looking at the box art right now.
Very creative.
Yeah. I'll have to figure out. Wait, there. Yes, that's
when you open the lid. Does it go yum?
It should. It damn well should. That would be really, really awesome.
That'd make me want one. I think
I can't find the box art. This is really, really terrible. I'll have to find it before I do it. But yeah, it's actually a really nice 3DS. It looks similar to the Zelda one, where there's kind of like a two-tone decal on the front of it that makes it look like it's not a decal, but then you put it in the light and then you can kind of see the design that's on it. Looks really good. It comes with the 3DS and also a copy of the game, apparently, and that will be coming for the launch of Yoshi's New Island. And I'll try to find the box art so that we can put it in the show notes so people can see it, because I linked to the wrong story.
I was going to say, why didn't they come out with a Bravely Default 3DS XL? But I'm actually glad they didn't, because then I would have had to drop another $200 on that.
Yeah, true. I wanted the Animal Crossing one. I wanted the Zelda one, but I still have my trusty old blue 3DS XL that I'm going to keep for a while, because I'm not going to be that guy that buys new consoles every couple of months because it has a new design. As much as I want to, I have too much stuff in my collection of junk already that I don't need more junk to collect. Although I really, really want it. Don't tell my wife.
This Zelda one. Excuse me, this gold Zelda one. It's very, very cool.
Oh, it's very, very good.
I'm super careful with it.
Nice. All right. And as we said, there we go. Ken and Shane posted it in the show notes. Oh, this is a different one than I saw. This is not the Yoshi one that I saw. This one looks kind of nice too. It just says Yoshi and an egg. I think this must be a fan.
Oh, is this the fake one? Because I heard there was a fake one.
Yeah, I think this is the fake one. The real one looked nicer than this, but I can't find I'll have to find it. I'll dig it up and post it in the show notes if I can find it. Last but not least, as we said last episode, we're trying to keep things positive here on the Nintendo Pulse because there's been too much anger and sadness regarding Nintendo in the last little while. So we're going to have a game announcement that seems like it's bad news, but it's actually good news. And that is the fact that Watch Dogs is being delayed on the Wii U. So it's going to come out later on the Wii U than every other console. And you guys are saying at home, that's bad news. What are you talking about? Good news. That's bad news. No, the good news is it's not canceled, which the rumor was that this game was actually going to be canceled on the Nintendo platforms. So we're still getting Watch Dogs on the Wii U, which is a good thing because that seems to be the best. To me, that would be the best platform to play on because you have the little hacking device right in front of you.
Yeah.
Although
it makes sense.
I will probably be picking up on the PS4 to be honest because I like the. There we go. Ken and Shane posted the link to it in the show notes. It looks really nice. It's like all dotted and stuff.
Oh yeah, that does look good.
It looks really, really nice. Thanks, Ken and Shane, for posting that in the chat room. So Watch Dogs coming out, and I'm super, super excited about it. Are you picking this one up, Steven? Do you think?
I currently do not plan to pick up Watch Dogs. Okay. I was interested in it when they first showed it years ago when it looked like it was going to be a PS3 game.
Right.
But I've watched some footage of it now, and it just looks like every other gritty, violent, post-apocalyptic, everybody shoots everybody else in the face games. It doesn't look like it's doing anything interesting. So I'm going to hold off and see what the reviews say about what the gameplay is like and if there's anything interesting going on. And if so, I'll pick it up on Wii U.
Sure. Yeah, I'm really excited for it as well. Not as well because you're not super excited for it, but I really am excited for it. And if I do pick it up, I think I will be picking it up on the PS4 just because I want the fat graphics, The Wii U would look good, but it probably won't look as good as the PlayStation 4. Plus, I've been looking forward to this game for a while, so I'll probably be getting it on release day. And unfortunately, the Wii U version, if it comes out at all, when it comes out is going to be a few months later. So all right. That's going to about do it, man. That was a long news segment. A lot of stuff to talk about. Anything to add before we close this one up, Steven?
No, I don't have anything else. I think we covered it all.
Cool. All right. Well, guys, we want to hear from you. We love hearing from our listeners. And I say guys, not because it's only guys I'm talking to. That's just a bad habit I have. So don't send the hate mail that you're a female that listens to this game or this podcast, because I know we have female listeners. We want to hear from you people, and if you're an alien or a robot, same thing goes. I'm just saying collective nouns, which is not maybe not speak in the best way as I should be. As I've been doing this whole podcast, I can't formulate proper sentences. I probably need some sleep, is I guess what I'm trying to say. But we want to hear from you guys. Tell me about your tips for getting a good night's sleep. VGpodcast@gmail.com. You can visit us at VGpodcast.com. Click contact us at the top of the page, or call our voicemail line, which is area code 505 VG Podcasts. Steven, anything?
Yeah. No. Just everybody have a good night.
All right, everybody. Have a good night, as Steven said. We'll talk to you in about a week's time. Later, everybody.